Israeli forces go deeper in their ground operation. They've taken out a key Hamas terror leader,
Nassim Abu Ajina, who directed one of the attacks against Israeli civilians on October 7th. As they do tell Fox News, the efforts are focused around trying to destroy Hamas capabilities and the leadership command inside Gaza.
Fox's Trey Yanks near the border also reports the Israeli soldier turned hostage they freed yesterday is doing well. Israel's prime minister is rejecting calls for a ceasefire as casualties mount in Gaza. Palestinian officials claim it's now more than 8,500 people dead.
Gaza has turned quickly into a hellhole, says a spokeswoman for UNRWA. That's the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees. It's lost 64 of its staff in Israel's bombardment of the territory. The UNRWA spokeswoman telling the BBC one colleague died yesterday, along with his wife and 8 children. 670,000 people are now staying in UN facilities in Gaza.
Well, as Fox's Jonathan Savage. U.S. forces in Iraq were again targeted overnight, but without any damage done or casualties. A few dozen attacks from Iran-backed militants in recent weeks. Next hour, the Secretaries of State and Defense will testify at the Senate, pushing for more military aid to Israel and Ukraine. But House Republicans only want to approve $14 billion to just Israel. And on Fox Business Network, Cheryl Casoni reports they want to take it from the IRS.
The plan is not to allocate new funds, but to pull funds from the Inflation Reduction Act. Of course, there's going to be a lot of pushback from the Democrats, both in the House and, of course, the Senate.
The White House calls it a non-starter. A hearing will continue a second day in Colorado in a lawsuit to block former President Trump from being on the 2024 ballot in that state over his conduct related to the Capitol riot. It's all based on a Civil War era provision in the 14th Amendment aimed at preventing anyone who had taken an oath to the Constitution, then participated in an insurrection or rebellion, from being elected. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. The Fed creates and pops bubbles using interest rate manipulation. Why put the value of your IRA or 401k at their mercy? This is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To get a free info kit from Birch Gold, text the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to 989898. Do it now and protect your savings.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
There's a lot of focus this week in Washington on artificial intelligence. President Biden signed an executive order aimed at making AI safer, including dealing with deep fakes, phony AI-generated audio and video.
I've watched one of me on a couple of things. I said, when the hell did I say that?
Now, today, the president meets with senators.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is leading a group of lawmakers to the White House to continue work on first-of-its-kind legislation.
This is about the hardest thing I've attempted to undertake legislatively.
Schumer says the executive order is a great start, but a law would cement and expand AI protection and innovation.
Because lots of the things that were done here can only be done with federal contracts, and all private contracts we have to apply our rules and regulations for as well.
Schumer says a legislative proposal is still likely months away. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, rising stock futures suggest more gains on top of yesterday's surge that lifted the Dow 511 points. At the World Series, Texas sets a record. The Rangers now a perfect 9-0 on the road in baseball's playoffs.
It was a low-scoring affair in Game 3 of the World Series on Monday, with the Rangers getting all the runs they would need against the Diamondbacks on one swing.
Corey Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye! 3-0 Texas.
That call courtesy of Fox Sports. The 2-run homer by Seager, part of a 3-run third inning for Texas that would hold up in a 3-1 victory, giving the Rangers a 2-1 lead in the Fall Classic. Game 4 of the series is Tuesday night in Arizona on Fox. I'm Eric Messersmith, Fox News.
On Monday Night Football, the Detroit Lions closed out Week 8 of the NFL season, beating the Las Vegas Raiders 26-14. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. The iconic assembly plant in Belvedere set to reopen. That facility will welcome back thousands of workers soon to build trucks after the UAW and Stellantis reaching a tentative deal over the weekend. Stellantis will also be adding over 1,000 jobs at a new battery plant in Belvedere. University of Illinois police investigating an off-campus shooting in Champaign. It left one wounded. Police say 2 men got into a fight Sunday at a house party in the 600 block of South 3rd Street and shots fired. A U of I student who wasn't involved was shot and hospitalized, they say, with non-life-threatening injuries. Federal jury convicting a Decatur man of sexually exploiting minors. Kevin Dial found guilty last week of 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, receipt of child pornography, and possession of child pornography. The sentencing hearing is scheduled for February the 26th. Anyone who might have any other information, contact local officials. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, that was definitely frost on the pumpkin. There is no doubt about it.
I got a little arm workout with the frost scraping in my driveway.
Well, I did too, and so we warmed it up and scraped a little here and there, and that's just kind of what happens at 26 degrees.
That's right.
Weather, as we kick off the show, there's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I am Stevie J. Greg Solier standing by. Weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you the free ukulele jam comes your way on Wednesdays. If you want to tap into that tomorrow and learn more about all the programs at urbanaparks.org.
Well, Mr. Greg Solier, our meteorologist, he's taking a look, and this is just, there's one thing when stuff happens, it's another thing when you expect it. And with your fine work, we expect stuff. We knew this was coming, sir.
Well, thank you. We've got various conversations going on in our ear here, but I thank you for the accolades, and if maybe that has to do with the result of a little snow in the air and forecasting, well, by golly, we'll be looking at that here this Halloween. Happy Halloween to one and all here, and a little spooky around the edges, certainly manageable, more or less just stuff in the air, I think, as the day wears on for the day today, particularly this afternoon. You can see that weather system well defined over Wisconsin, 1 to 2 inches of snow there on the overnight hours, and a little band of some snow showers and flurries lined up from about east of Rockford down along the Illinois to just north of Peoria, and that stuff up through Wisconsin, Minnesota is auguring to the east and southeast. So if you had a little coating on something on a colder surface, it's probably northern Kankakee, Vermilion, Ford counties, and points on up to the north. So, but moderation expected here as we move on through the weekend and early next week as well, but a little more busyness to the weather maps and charts, i.e. rain. Out the door this morning, bundle up accordingly, 26 now. Willard and Savoy, same at Rantoul, 25 at Danville, 26 Bloomington normal. Forecast high, not much for the day today, more or less a typical late November day as opposed to the last day of October. A Halloween high of 39, partly sunny, windy, cold, and a couple snow showers and flurries here later this morning and more so this afternoon. They'll move out early on tonight, cold with a clearing sky in the overnight down at 24. Tomorrow sunny, cold, and 43 on a northwest to west wind coming southwesterly. We'll bottom out in the upper 20s tomorrow night, partly cloudy, breezy, up near 50 Thursday, more seasonal Friday, a partly sunny, windy day at 57. And over the weekend, there may be a couple of rain showers late Saturday to Sunday, perhaps Monday as well, but temperatures back to more seasonal norms around here. That means 60 by day and lows into the 40s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, ESPN 93.5. We kick off our show. It is Halloween. Trick-or-treaters got to deal with wind and really, really cold. We found that we didn't stay out very late when it was windy and cold like that. So I think I have enough candy.
Maybe the winter coat under your, costume or whatever you're going to do tonight, 6 to 8.
Nicolay Ambrose, she's in Baltimore, Maryland. Happy to talk to her because nobody talks to her there. She's not invited to any parties. She's got nothing. How are you? Nicolay, are you there? Hello.
Oh, I can hear you. There are some tech issues, though.
I think I might have figured it out. First day,
Yeah.
Nicolay Ambrose, Baltimore, Maryland. Lonely, like a Maytag repairman, because she's a Republican in Baltimore. Anyway, good to have you on.
Just cool. Next I'm going to hear crickets.
There you go.
No. We don't have it. That's also
another technical
glitches. I lost my crickets.
This is the benefit of tech issues. I don't get to hear crickets, but I get to talk to Stevie Jay and Diane.
Sick of your show. You always play crickets for me. Think of something new.
We need to freshen it up.
Well, okay,
it's like my orchestra.
You got Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the House. What is your take on this congressman, now Speaker, now third in line for the presidency from Louisiana, Nicole?
Right, so he kind of went from relative obscurity in terms of, we've got a parade of Republican stars you see on TV, and very few Americans knew about Mike Johnson. But I have to tell you, from the legislative schedule he's proposed for the last 3 days of this business week, he's clearly setting the tone. There is a new culture. There is a new sheriff in town, and they have probably the most aggressive legislative schedule I have seen since the Tea Party days. And I think it's exciting, right? Especially when we're in this era of, I think most people agreeing, yes, we should have standalone spending bills that people can actually hash out differences and make sure our taxpayer dollars are used wisely instead of thrown into one big mishmash of an omnibus bill. These are exciting changes. Just this week, they're looking to vote on 3 appropriations bills, and they only have 3 days of business scheduled, so it's going to get exciting.
Okay, well, he seems like a guy that's very likable, and
had to be, right, to get elected when no one else could. Sure.
No, it's just, but I think it was a real mistake by Kevin McCarthy to give one person a chance to call for a vote.
Yeah,
because the Democrats are like Velcro; they'll never vote off of what their party tells them to do. How is that?
I'm still convinced that Kevin thought the Democrats were going to save him. I specifically think he thought Nancy Pelosi would give the order to save him. And I think he was shocked by it. And this is just on my personal take, which is why when the Democrats did not save him, that night they kicked Nancy Pelosi out of her posh little office in the Capitol because she threw Kevin under the bus.
Yeah, she kind of did, because she had said, give it to him, we've got your back. That's what Nancy Pelosi reportedly told Kevin McCarthy. But to be shocked, I mean, I can't be shocked.
Right.
I mean, you can be surprised, but come on, it's just, remember George Herbert Walker Bush, no new tax, read my lips, no new taxes? Democrats had his back too. Remember? Remember? We are in an unbelievable time now. We got to, government's going to close down. We go through that like 900 times every time around. It's just crazy.
Right. I think Americans are becoming dull to this, right? Like, yada, yada, yada. Why are they still talking about it? So right now we have until November 17th to get this government funded. The House has passed 5 appropriations bills, which is like better than I think most people think. The Senate has passed 0. I think a lot of people agree on this concept of passing these standalone bills. There's 3 more on the schedule for this week. At that pace, they could get through all 12. By the time you get to November 17th, the key is the Senate. We keep hearing from the Senate and we keep hearing from the White House that obviously are both Democratic-controlled. Oh, whatever the House does is dead on arrival, or no, we're not going to do the southern border wall, or no, we're not going to separate out aid for Israel and Ukraine. And what they seem to be missing is what the American people think, right? Because you have at least 80% of Americans who believe illegal immigration at the southern border is a serious crisis or problem for Ukraine. I was surprised to hear this, and this is even a CNN poll. Is that 55% say Congress should not authorize additional funding for Ukraine. So all of these things matter. These representatives in Congress are supposed to hear this stuff and vote on it. So when you have the request for standalone bills, I think the White House and the Senate make a grave error to say, oh, we absolutely refuse for you to vote on separate bills. First of all, they need to respect that the House can absolutely vote on whatever bill they want to and send it over, but they also have to be this concept of negotiation, not refusing everything outright.
Well, I asked a lot of guests this, Nicole Ambrose on the Tapman's Join phone line. Do you think it will be Donald Trump v. Joe Biden next fall?
Given the poll numbers, I mean, Trump's got phenomenal poll numbers. Generally, when we look at these Republican primaries, if someone gets can get 25% of the vote, they can win the nomination. And Trump's been way over 50.
Yeah, I guess my question is legally. I mean, they're trying to get him off ballots in Colorado. They're just doing everything they can to keep this man from being the candidate. So
those legal arguments based on the 14th Amendment are an utter and complete joke. Like the fact that the lawyers representing the left can even go in there with a straight face is preposterous, actually. The issue with that, or the issue with the 12 million documents Jack Smith has submitted in the D.C. case, or what have you, all of these issues, I just have difficulty believing that when you have kind of radical activist judges, that it doesn't ultimately have to make its way all the way up to the Supreme Court and get solved. The drama between then and now is going to be intense. I think the bigger question, I think these legal arguments, right, are meant to be obviously stall tactics, et cetera, et cetera. I actually think the gag orders are one of the biggest Democrat miscalculations ever, because what do most Americans not like about Trump is when he dwells on the past, right? People want him to look forward. Okay, say what you're going to do for the future. And the gag orders force him to talk about the future. So I think that's the biggest Democrat miscalculation ever with these gag orders. But to me, the ultimate question of who will be running for president next fall is more a factor of age and health.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You got like 77% of Americans saying they don't want a rematch. Do you really think Joe Biden can make it through?
Well, that's why I really think in August, because she wouldn't want to run anyway, she didn't want to campaign, they're going to just announce Joe's not feeling well. Michelle Obama, ladies and gentlemen, and Nicholas, she'll win. Michelle Obama could run in October and win. I mean, that's just where we are. So
it's. I think just about anything can happen. I mean, obviously Gavin Newsom is positioning himself. You've got several Democrats trying to position themselves for Lord knows what's going to happen.
Well,
I think
Gavin's in China playing basketball with the children. Did you see that thing? He like collided with his child and fell on him. It was like so embarrassing. Come on.
It's like, dude, come on. You're playing with kids. Let's work on
Don't
this.
get a competitive edge when you're playing with kids.
Nancy Pelosi's nephew, Gavin Newsom, is clearly positioning himself for that role. So, Nancy, can you believe that? Nancy Pelosi's nephew?
I see.
What is that? Anyway, Nicolay, always a pleasure. How can people find you?
Well, Stevie J, they can find me at NicoleyAmbrose.com. They can find me on Facebook at Nicoley USA, Nicole with an extra E, NICOLEE USA, and on X at Nicoley Ambrose.
Well, appreciate you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Nicoley Ambrose, ESPN 93.5. We'll get to some sports headlines in just a couple of moments. First, Greg Soyer. Now, his weather.
For our trick-or-treaters tonight.
You need to know this. Brought to you by Carl.
And Carl reminds you, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. Make sure you're getting your regular mammograms and learn more at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. We'll lead it off with this Halloween Tuesday. A hint of early wintertime. The look and feel expected for the day-to-day. Fast-moving Clipper system will bring a little dash of some snowfall from time to time later this morning and more so this afternoon and early on this evening. Another lobe of cold air settles on in. Nice recovery on temperatures. A bit windblown for the end part of the weekend into the weekend, too, and increasing shower prospects as well. Partly sunny, windy, cold for the day-to-day. Couple of snow showers and flurries breaking out late morning and more so this afternoon. Highs just 39 degrees. Hold on good and tight to that trick-or-treat bag on a southwest to west wind. Shifting northwest, picking on up at 20 to 30 and gusty. Lingering snow shower early on tonight. Then unseasonably cold, clearing skies and a low down to 24. Sunny cold tomorrow at 43. We'll pop to 50 on Thursday, 57 on Friday. Couple of rain showers over the back end of the weekend. Early next week, high temperatures around 60. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, thank you, Greg. We're going to get our latest Fox Business Minute. That'll be coming up next. Only 27% of employees are engaged at work. 27%. We'll talk about that coming up.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
JetBlue says it was hit by staggering delays because of weather in the summer quarter. The airline lost money in the period. JetBlue is also expecting to report a loss for the current quarter. Caterpillar's earnings topped expectations. The heavy equipment company says it's seeing strong demand for its high-end construction equipment. The government infrastructure project is resulting in upgrades to roads, railways, and other transportation. It's also seeing demand from customers in oil and gas, defense, and other areas. Apple shares are lower. The company introduced new MacBook Pro and iMac computers at its Monday event, along with 3 new chips to power them. And Anheuser-Busch InBev saw a small improvement in its recent quarter. The stock is up 3%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
Well, they say there are certain things that shouldn't be brought up at the kitchen table, but not here at the Duffys. So pull up a chair and join me, Rachel Campos Duffy.
And me, former U.S. Congressman Sean Duffy, as we share our perspective on the discussions happening at kitchen tables across America.
And we're going to share some real-life solutions as well to the everyday issues that you all talk about. And we're going to talk about some of those things that we agree on.
And some that we don't.
Download from the kitchen table, the Duffys at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
When Ross went out, I always told him, be careful. And that was the last time I got to see him.
Because someone didn't slow down and move over. Ross had on a bright orange shirt with reflective stripes the night he was killed.
He always had that smile. He just lit up the room when he came in.
Slow down and move over when you see flashing lights. Everybody is somebody.
When you see lights flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
Hi, it's Stevie J. I want to invite you to Stevie J Travel's unveiling of the 2024 travel itinerary. Are you interested? You might as well come. It's free. 10:30 in the morning, Tuesday, November 7th at the beautiful iHotel. Keith from Premier will be there, and he'll kind of identify where you're going to go next year. We got the Albuquerque Balloon Festival. We got a trip to Alaska. We got great trains in the Grand Canyon. Some wonderful, unique trips that you'll be interested in taking a look at, and maybe even joining us on an excursion and an adventure next year. 2024 is upon us. We need to start thinking about where you're going. Stevie J Travel, you can go to steviejtravel.com for more information, or just simply come on over to the iHotel and Conference Center on Tuesday, November 7th, 10:30 in the morning, and we'll be excited to share some of the trips we partner with Premier on and some other surprises. Again, it's Stevie J Travel, iHotel, November 7th at 10:30 in the morning. Stevie J Travel, where do you want to go? Well, if you're trying to sell your home, you're going to want somebody that can actually get her done and get it done quickly. Well, Nate Evans is constantly investing in cutting-edge technology and marketing to sell the best homes for the most money. He can now give you options for your home before you talk to him. Why don't you look into Nate Evans and the Nate Evans Group?
And when you look into it, you can also browse the secret list of homes, that coming soon program that you can't get access to anywhere else. You start the conversation, you talk about your timeline and your goals as you call the team at Nate Evans with the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty. Get that immediate cash offer on your home. There's flexible fees. Sell your home for the most money possible. That's the goal. And everybody on his team has great experiences. And experience is what you need to get the most money for your home. A friend you can trust. Call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans at this number, 217-239-7113, or an online search to Nate Evans Group to start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial, Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Johnny has jumped in. Brother Johnny.
Hey, Stevie.
Fresh from the coffee with some of our leading thought.
How much coffee do you actually consume across the way here?
Not that much.
Couple cups, 2 maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of the Champaign County issues, and we're keeping track of that, is the state, with Governor Pritzker, has essentially said the state is in charge. If we want to put windmills, XYZ over here, they want to take more state control and less local control. So the county board needs to stand up and say, we don't necessarily want that on the best farmland in the world. Why would we consume it with windmills? Well,
or maybe we do want it. The point is, we should be the ones
decide.
Right. The state can't tell us what's good for us because they might be wrong about what's good for us.
And they don't realize the area that they're putting
exactly.
it in.
Oh, you can't do that. There'll be water. Don't about. We haven't seen that on our map.
And it could have been.
Right. No, you're right.
It could be in a neighborhood.
Oh, no.
For all
they don't
we
know anything. They don't care about. They shouldn't have built their houses there.
Right.
You know, that's what happens when you get further and further away
from local.
You got to keep it local.
You had said that a few years ago. We should move more toward local and less away from local because we know where the mayor lives.
Well, no, right. That's the point.
That's
because
the whole thing.
If you do have local that most people disagree with what they're doing, they're going to be gone because you can do something about it. When it comes from Chicago or Washington, notice I didn't say Springfield, Chicago or Washington, we just put our nose to the ground and do what we're told.
Yeah.
But what about the hypocrisy of the environmentalists when the windmills shockingly kill a lot of birds every year? They do.
I don't
they
know
do.
about
The study.
statistic on that.
No, you look that up. Say, do birds kill windmills?
Okay.
Do windmills kill birds? There's
Diane,
a lot of things.
The birds aren't around the windmills. Whether they're dead, there are a lot of birds killed. That's something like 500,000 a year, but that's not a lot of birds across the country. It's still the point is, do we need? It's not like a landfill. We don't need the windmills, but we're told, yes, we do, because the country and the world is going to die in 10 years if we don't put them on.
Right.
And a lot of people actually disagree with that. Oh, you'll hear, no, we got a real problem. But what if we disagree here? And it's like, no, it's for the greater good. And now you're in real trouble.
You're real trouble. and isn't that socialism?
Well, it's totalitarian.
Get my isms mixed up.
Well, I feel like you get to totalitarianism with socialist.
Through socialism.
Yeah, by saying everybody's going to be equal, which we are. None of us have anything.
Yeah. So my online search says, well, it's true some birds die every year filing into turbine towers or blades. It's actual the numbers are negligible. Statistics show that in the United States, wind energy facilities cause 1 in every 4,000 documented bird deaths from industrial activities.
So a bird's life doesn't matter.
I mean, I've also heard that throws off the bees and
there's
stuff
also
like
the
that
sound,
too,
but Johnny's right. The point is the local.
Right.
You got to have control and not allow Governor Pritzker to say what Champaign County ought to do. That just isn't right. So that was fun. We got a break. We'll come right back. So there's somebody got coming up. There's only 27% of people now, and Johnny ran a big company before he retired. 27% of people now are engaged at their job. 27.
Right. Engaged. What does that mean?
Engaged. Like really we're actually in the mission.
Really together.
To accomplish
They're
things.
punching a clock, waiting for 5 o'clock, going home. I told Diane she's really engaged. So.
No,
I mean, I have to be.
You're in the 27%.
Especially the last week or two. Oh, my goodness.
That's because employees get engaged when they feel like you care about them.
Yeah. Right.
And you're not just trying to get every nickel out of them.
Right.
And then you're getting all the money, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
If you have kind of more of a mission environment, which is kind of like a family, then they'll be engaged. And I never wanted to be anybody's boss. I just didn't want to get bossed around. That's why I had my own.
That's why it was successful, because he was one of them, and it allowed discussion, arguments, figuring the best route out.
And it's hard because you can't be one of them because you're supposed to make the decision that affects their lives. So that's tough. Yeah. But there is a way to be empathetic and do the best you can for them. Really want to do what's best for the company, and that's what we don't want JB to do that for fun, but you have to do that for your own company.
217 texter, you have to have wind and solar because JB closed the power plants.
There you go.
That's true.
No, that's where you do need it. Yeah. And that's why you want local control, so that you don't have to be ruled by this all-powerful being who makes the decision.
217 texter, the windmill thing is happening in Piatt County right now. It was voted down, but then the new regulations from the state came in and overrode the government.
That's right.
Wow.
I know we have only a few seconds, but 217-359-2255.
You just can't come in and do that if the locals don't want it. That is wrong, man.
It goes all the way up to the greater good for the planet. And they may be wrong about that, but we can't stop it.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The Israeli military fighting inside Hamas tunnels underneath Gaza. Fox's Greg Palkot describes the complicated 300-mile network.
Where they hide out, where they plan their attacks, where they have command and control centers, where they store ammunition, and it's really believed where they're stashing maybe a lot of these 230 plus hostages, which they have.
Israel also saying they've killed another Hamas commander. U.S. troops in the Middle East under fire again. 2 armed drones target Iraq's Ain al-Assad air base. No casualties reported. And the Maui Police Department releasing body-worn camera footage from the August 8th wildfire.
Fire starting up again. This house is going to catch on fire pretty soon. They have propane tanks, so I would get out now. Okay. Yep, grab everybody. Everybody's got to evacuate.
And to date, the official death toll of the wildfire is 99. 4 people remain unaccounted for. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois police asking for help in their investigation of a shooting that left one U of I student hurt Sunday morning in the area of South 3rd Street and East Healy Street. A police investigation suggesting 2 men got into a fight at a large house party. The student is expected to be okay, according to police. Windsor Road litigation based on a simple premise of the city of Urbana believed it didn't get what it contracted for. The city hired Stark Excavating to rebuild 1.4 miles of Windsor Road from Ray Street to Philo. Stark built a concrete road that cracked within months of completion. Since then, the damage has only gotten worse over time. The city awarded $2.9 million for damages. Illinois men's basketball team wrapped up its preseason with an 82-75 victory over number 1 Kansas in the Maui Strong Relief Matchup exhibition at State Farm Center. Terrence Shannon led all scorers with 28 while knocking down a team-high 5 3-pointers. Fighting Illini opened the regular season at home against Eastern Illinois. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Yeah, somebody said, didn't Governor Pritzker already pass the eminent domain? I guess that's true.
Right.
So I thought the farmer had to be in on the agreeing, but they can come take your farmland and say we're putting.
Well, they don't. You've got to sell it to them for that.
But they can force you to sell it to them. It's eminent domain. They'll take it, but they'll give you quote a fair market price.
Whatever that, and they'll determine what that is, because once you have to sell it, that'll be going lower.
That is not.
My objection, Steve, is that the need for it is. I disagree that the life of the planet depends on us putting up windmills on the best farmland in the world, but also it's just a matter of who's going to take care of it when they need to be either maintained or taken down. I'm going to tell you, nobody, because you can go offshore and see the platforms sitting there.
They're still out there.
Yeah, and they've taken a lot out, but it's very difficult to force them to. Once the well's dry, it just gets sold for the dribble, and then the guys take what's left and they go out of business, and there's the platform sits. And so you got to deal with that. But I don't. I don't like the horizon.
No, I mean, Martha's Vineyard got slammed because they suggested they put it in Martha's
There
Vineyard
you go.
off the coast, but it was just so ridiculous.
And you see the flashing red lights in the
It's just-
evening
no,
and
right.
all of that. I mean,
All right, 217-359-2255. You want to comment? We're going to talk about why you're not engaged at work next.
Okay.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a hint of early wintertime expected for the day today on this last day of October. And welcome to Halloween as well. A little spooky around the edges, a wind-blown, partly sunny day today, and a couple of snow showers and snow flurries in the air as the day wears on. And in particular this afternoon, the high to about 39 degrees. Hold on good and tight with the goodies on a southwest to west wind, shifting northwest 20 to 30 and gusty. Lingering snow shower early on tonight with early winter cold and a clearing sky low down at 24. Tomorrow, sunny, cold, and 43. We'll pop nicely, though, on temperatures for the end part of the weekend and probably into early next week as well. But increasing rainfall prospects are back into play. No rain tomorrow at 43, as mentioned. Partly cloudy, breezy, 50 on Thursday, 57, and a partly sunny, wind-blown Friday. Over the weekend, a couple of rain showers late Saturday into Sunday. Don't forget the time change here Sunday. A couple of rain showers Monday as well. Temperatures close to seasonal norms. Highs around 60. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
Only 27% of employees are actively engaged. These are the employees that are committed to the mission, vision, and values. They go the extra mile. That means 73% of all employees are either ambivalent or disengaged. Business strategist, author of Swirling the Drain, Why Small Businesses Fail and How to Stop the Leaks. Brent Garrett, I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey. There's my brother Johnny. Brent, how are you?
Hey, Stevie J and Diane, nice to be back with you, and happy Halloween.
My brother Johnny is with us. He ran a company with 1,000 employees in Houston and New Orleans in the oil and gas industry, and we were just talking about what was your secret again, Johnny?
Well, the environment that has to be something that the employees buy into from the standpoint, am I going to get anything out of this, and does anyone care about me? It's hard because, the 25% of the people are probably who get the most benefit for the company just by the nature of capitalism. Because as you spread out the management and then the higher paying jobs, and then you got the guys doing all the work,
administrative
But
roles.
I think it's those guys doing all the work that you have to really acknowledge. That's why we're here, and make sure they know you're grateful for what they're doing, and you'd be amazed how much difference that makes and how many people won't do that in their company.
Brent, that's not easy to do, is it?
No, I think you're spot on. I think 25 to 30% of your team is totally bought in. They see a career path. They're excited about being on your team. There's this 20% that turn almost dark, and they're actively disengaged. And it's that other 50% that we've got to bring up, because, unfortunately, the actively disengaged are people, or what I call won'ts. I try to take my teams and break them down, and are they a can't or a won't? If they're a can't, then we're going to train them. If they're a won't, we're going to trade them. We're going to trade them, just like here at the end of the baseball season, we're going to trade people that don't have good batting averages. Because here's the problem. That 20% can infect your entire culture, and that 50% that maybe they're not engaged, but they're still going to work, we've got to lift them up a little bit. And the worst thing that can happen is that they go to lunch with an actively disengaged team member. We can kill your culture more quickly than you think.
Well, I mean, it's like a basketball team. When a guy wanted the ball all the time, he'd get mad and kind of mess the chemistry up.
Well, it's the old bad apple will ruin a whole barrel. And that is true.
But here's a growing problem. How many in government work do you think are can'ts or won'ts? There are going to be a lot of won'ts, and there's nothing you can do with a government worker. You can transfer them, right? I mean, they're pretty secure jobs, and some people that work in government, I'm sorry, just aren't very interested, but it's a pretty good job.
it's a good point, and you're right, and that might be that may be a group that they're a little more challenged. But I will tell you what I found from these 30% that are engaged in the business. It has a lot to do with what they were taught between 3 and 7 when they were growing up.
Wow.
And and that other group, there are signs. They tend to be absent a lot. Their productivity suffers, and it is significantly lower than the mean. And they're disconnected from their coworkers. They don't feel a connection to the people they're working with. And in fact, it's kind of cliche, but misery loves company. Come on in, the water's warm. Let's talk about this rather than do the work.
Well, I retired, Brett, about 5 years ago, but I got to tell you, it'd be harder today because guess what? Forget about won'ts. They won't come to work. They don't want to go to work.
Right.
And so they want to be home. And then that I couldn't manage because it just doesn't work for me. I want to be with people. And it's harder and harder, it looks like to me, to get that kind of a culture and a feel and an enthusiasm to go into the office.
Because so many people are strapped for their staff, they've got to keep everybody because you know how to do the gig because I don't have time to hire up.
There was a joke.
I would
go ahead, Brett.
I would challenge that thought, guys. I've looked at my business, and I think you said you were in Houston. I'm in Dallas. I've got a plumbing and air conditioning business, and I'm doing business coaching as well. But in that time period, I really wish I had moved quicker with those actively disengaged folks, and I act quicker now. If they are won'ts, we trade them. And I would just tell you that I probably look at my revenue base, and there's probably 20% of my customers that I probably should trade as well.
Yeah, I got
and that would, and do that every year because about 80% of our revenue comes from about 20% of our customer base.
Yeah.
And what these actively disengaged folks do, or those, I'll call it disengaged customers. I know it's kind of an arrogant way to approach your business, but they are sucking up or saturating your service base. You might be well served and drop a lot more to the bottom line by reevaluating your customers and that bottom 20%.
Brent, you're 100% correct. They'll drain your energy, is what the company energy, and that's a big deal because they're bad attitude. I think you're talking about when the won'ts are just the bad attitudes. I have a friend with 200 people. I said, how do you get these? Where'd you find these people? He said, well, I went through 2,000.
Oh boy! Oh,
it's a lot of trading.
Yeah, it is.
But over a period of 10 years, I'm talking. But
yeah. So if you're a manager or leader of a company, how do you attract more of that 30%? And I think what really, if we took ownership as owners and leaders and managers, it's in the interviewing process. And the questions need to be somewhere in the conversation of, where do you want to be 3 years from now? And I've started to put that into like the last 10 years. If that candidate cannot answer the question, guys, they have no dreams. They have no career path. They have no vision for their own future. That is a big sign to me that they are a high potential won't, or are not engaged and actively disengaged. Everybody wants to get paid. Not a lot of people want to work in that 70% group. I'm really cautious about making general assumptions about any individual. But some of these are patterns where people have become apathetic, or they just don't have vision for their own life.
I'll tell you, the hardest thing for me was in an interview determining how the guy or girl would do, because after 2 or 3 months, you start to see the real employee, and sometimes they're twice as good as you ever hoped, and sometimes it's a complete bust. Mm-hmm. And they almost have to put them in the job. In the final analysis, you do have to.
Yeah. Well,
but you can do good screening with interviews and whatnot, and good questions.
Absolutely.
I know somebody who went through the 2 interviews and explained it was an 8 to 5. It was in the office, and they signed all the papers. They did all the thing, and the first day he shows up an hour and a half late, disheveled, and he said, "What's up?" He said, "I'm a gamer, dude."
Yeah.
And it was a good job. It was a high-paying job.
There you go.
And then there's this story going around where the guy is interviewing the prospective employee, and he says, "Tell me about yourself." He said, "Well, I smoke a lot of weed, and I come in late, and sometimes I leave early." And the guy just leaned back in his chair and said, "When can you start?" So, I mean, listen, but the good news is for the 27% that want to get hungry and die for loose balls, you can write your ticket. If you are really wanting to make your company better, you can write your own ticket because everybody will hug you and try and keep you, or you'll go somewhere else. So you gotta be good on the other side, because if you find somebody, Brent, you better keep them.
You know, you guys were sharing a sports analogy. Do you know how many World Series were won when Barry Bonds was playing? And what I heard about Barry is that he had a corner locker and 3 lockers on each side, and didn't talk to anybody on his team. It was only after he left that they won, I think, 2 World Series.
Yeah, there was actually
in the next
3
years.
10, 12, and 14. The Giants won it all, and that was Barry Bonds never won one, right? I mean, it was unbelievable.
Was he ambivalent and disengaged, do you think?
Yeah,
From his team?
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's no fun either. It's really no fun.
Well, Brent, we appreciate you. How can people find you and your book?
Well, I'm in Dallas, Texas. You can find me at Brent at BrentGarrett.com or BrentGarrett.com. Swirling the Drain, Why Small Businesses Fail and How to Stop the Leaks. This is my second or third time to see you guys. I was born in Macomb, Illinois, and grew up in Cuba. So
that's right.
All right. Hey, last quick text. 217 says, "What do you do with a won't that is leadership above you?"
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's a problem.
Wow.
What do you do with a won't that, well, you know what? Sometimes you have to orchestrate your own trade.
Yeah, right. You have to find something else.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Brent, good to meet you. We appreciate you.
Take care.
Happy Halloween, guys.
You
All
as
right,
well.
take care.
Happy Halloween. It's Brent Garrett down in Dallas on the Tapman's Towing phone line. All right, that was good.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But you know, when he says trade, it means kind of let him go.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah.
No, well, he was being kind.
Yeah.
But maybe you could trade him. I don't think we
Well,
do
in
that.
government, they do.
Yeah.
They shuffle them and they transfer them.
We would if someone was willing to work but didn't have it for what we had them doing. We would try to find another place that they could do something. And that worked. That worked half the time.
Wouldn't bother other people. Yeah.
Sometimes you just realize this guy really doesn't want
And the
to
chemistry
do what
in the
we need.
office place or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's really bad if you're in a place where people whisper at a door frame because they're standing there and they're talking a lot.
I think it comes down to really how you treat them, whether
Yeah.
you want them to know who's boss or you want them to know we're all in this together and we're all going to benefit.
Yeah.
from it. That's it. And if you can't convey the you're going to benefit if I do,
Mm-hmm.
then they're not going to be that engaged.
Yeah. I just started excusing myself when there was that inner work office gossip and stuff like that. It was just like, I'm going to the bathroom, guys. See ya.
Well, yeah, it can be bad. Well, anyway, you're right though. Making it good for everybody and exciting and the mission and stuff. And yeah, it's good stuff. All right, we're going to jump to morning sports. 747. Diane has that.
Detroit Lions over the Las Vegas Raiders, 26-14. Our Illinois football team in action at Minnesota at 2:30 on Saturday. And now we have a game time for Veterans Day on November 11th. That'll be Dad's Day also on the Big Ten Network when we face Indiana at 11 a.m. So easy to remember, 11-11 at 11 a.m.
Oh, that's easy.
Exactly. We had Illinois basketball, the women beating Truman State 121-60 yesterday. 14 players on the court, getting some playing time, and at least a dozen with at least 1 point. Genesis Bryant led the team with 18. Next up, we'll be starting the season against Morehead State at 6 o'clock on November 7th. World Series underway. Texas wins, leading the series 2-1. Texas beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. That final was 3-1. Rangers have this like perfect on the road going on and are just been just can't take them down, it seems like.
The best record in history of baseball on the road in the playoffs, the Texas Rangers.
Right.
Again, 9-0. How can you do that?
I know it.
How can you do that?
And it looked like Max Scherzer got a back spasm or something after 3 innings into his start. But John Gray ended up saving the day. Bulls over the Pacers 112-105. Io with 11 minutes had 4 points going on.
Not playing a ton, but he got a good contract, so everybody's happy.
Exactly.
Well, he might not be. He wants to play.
True, chomping at the bit. Arizona over the Blackhawks 8-1 in NHL action.
All right, 7:49. It's Halloween, and we got trick-or-treating 6 to 8 tonight. How many pieces of candy do you need if it's windy and cold? Less than if it was 60 and sunny.
Right.
So it's just not going to be, because when the little ones are, it's just not going to be long.
I know.
It's just uncomfortable. We've been out there in the driving rain and cold. It depends how old the kids are.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get it out because you got some candy.
That's right.
It's the only time of the year you can get free candy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
I thought it was all good, hid my stash. Aiden told me yesterday he ate it all.
Well, good to know. Good to know before the doorbell rings. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to stay away. It's a real wandering around grabbing a piece when it's around.
I thought I hit it really well.
Well, not for Aiden. Good work, Aiden. Way to find it. All right, Dr. Todd coming up on Halloween. Be carefuls for the pets. Stand by.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day, Saturday, November 11th, as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Get tickets for as low as $20 as we celebrate dads for this proud Illinois tradition. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Be in your seat early for a special military flyover. Illinois football versus Indiana, Saturday, November 11th. Get tickets and more info at fightingillini.com.
Well, Dr. Todd Likens, the pet pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign. Todd, how are you? You there, Todd?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you?
You're cutting in and out.
I'm cutting in and out.
There you go.
Okay, that sounds okay?
I hear you now.
Okay. Well, it's Halloween.
I love technology.
I of course think of my dear sweet Charlie, our big old white
Candy Aisle was the nickname. That was Easter when he jumped up and got some of the Easter baskets and ate practically everything.
He found the bag of eggs. It was actually floor level. It was in my office under my desk.
Okay.
And he found it with his incredible smelling scent, which all doggies have, and just opened like 2 dozen eggs. And I feel bad to this day that dear sweet Bella had to throw up with that hydrogen peroxide on a piece of bread. They both threw up. One threw up just nothing. The other threw up a candy aisle. And it was like in wrappers and everything. They didn't even chew it. Didn't even chew it, Todd. Anyway, this is bad because why is chocolate so bad, in particular gums with X, the thing that begins with the X thing? Why is that so bad for dogs?
The chocolate, it's caffeine. It's like, your dogs don't drink coffee in the morning because they don't process caffeine like we do, which, as you know, when you drink too much caffeine, it affects your heart. And so it makes the heart very irritable, and you can have heart issues, all the way up to heart attack type things from the caffeine. Now, xylitol, the X thing, is an artificial sugar, and what that does is it causes the dog's blood sugar to fall like a diabetic, and they're going to diabetic shock because their sugar goes too low, and that can kill too. So that can lead to dogs actually being hospitalized on IV drips with sugar going in to maintain for 2 or 3 days while the process wears off. And that doesn't take much of that to happen either.
So a dog can get a stick of gum with the xylitol, and it can kill them?
Yes, it can. Thank God it doesn't happen very often. I think I've only had 3 or 4 cases, but it's enough you want to talk about it all the time because you don't want the 4th.
Right.
And the other things we don't talk about a lot are your stress of the doorbell ringing over and over.
Oh, that's right.
So a lot of dogs get stressed out by that. So you need to find a comfortable situation for your doggy, kitty, whatever, to make sure they can handle all the doorbell rings. So some dogs, we got, various types of tranquilizers like trazodone that are good for a dog on a night like this. And the other thing that some pets will do is, cats especially, line up on that door, and you keep opening that door, and boom, they're gone.
Oh, that's right. They get fired up,
So
stressed, adrenaline going.
Yep.
What about dog costumes? Any problems there?
Vision. I mean, you're taking the dog's vision away. Always, I worry about anything. You want to make sure it's not a strangulation risk type thing. Because I've even had a dog that suffocated. Got its head stuck in a bag, and it couldn't breathe.
Man,
and that's awful. And you just don't want to deal with things like that. So just be careful. The kids are sorting the candy on the floor like I used to do. I used to line them all up and everything. That's when the dog will raid the candy.
Well, good tips from Dr. Todd Likens, the Pet Pro, Madison Kirby. How can people connect with you, Todd?
Hey, Taylor's on duty, 217-355-5051. She's on, run the text line.
Time to get that Thanksgiving and Christmas bath booked, huh?
Yeah, book them now. It's like we're in actually the slow period. It's the lull before the storm.
We appreciate you. Thanks, Todd.
All right, see you guys.
Dr. Todd Likens, the Pet Pro, Madison Kirby, Champaign, home of the English creams. Best candy is Laffy Taffy, the banana. Johnny, do you have a favorite candy for?
I don't think so on the Laffy Taffy.
Well, it's number one in all the rankings.
It's
everybody
mainly Reese's and chocolate
the
stuff.
Werther caramel chews. Ooh, they're pretty. And then you've
which
got
one? Caramel
Werther.
Yeah, the caramel chews.
Oh,
I don't get those in my bag.
That's you
What
got
the
to know
heck?
where you got to know where to look. But and then you've got the Starbursts. They're probably
They're pretty good. I had a little
and
less.
Lifesavers, just regular old Lifesavers.
Oh, the old school Lifesavers.
You got handfuls of. You're going to get a lot of candy if you come by the inner city home we have here in Fine.
All right, in this search, it's Snickers, Reese's, Twix, Kit Kat, and then Skittles, then Butterfingers, M&M's, Starburst, Sour Patch
What outdated list is that?
Okay, I just said most popular candy rankings, and that's what it
Laffy
came up
Taffy
with.
Banana.
Okay.
Silly.
I like the Welch's snacks that are like gummies, but they're healthier.
Yes,
too.
the
so
fruit
we've got
snacks.
some of those.
Okay.
too.
So you're loaded with candy.
We're loaded up. But I do have a Sunday school class. If we don't give it all away, I'll be able to give prizes.
That's good.
For
Good to have a
the
plan.
next 2 years.
So we have Minnesota in football. Have a little Brett Bielema to play for you next.
Okay,
is
good.
Minnesota in first place in the West? I think they are.
Well, we were almost right in there, Steve.
Oh, my goodness. So we go to Minnesota, so we must be a pretty good underdog up there for the big, powerful Minnesota Gophers.
Well, I'll check it right here,
I
Steve.
just got it right here myself.
Okay, you tell me, because I don't think it should
What do
be
you
that
think? What do you think the point spread for Illinois in Minnesota is?
We might be getting 3.5. That's what I'm
Ooh, I
saying.
think it's more.
Shouldn't be.
Right.
It's only
Those
Minnesota
Vegas
odds.
boys are smart. We're good.
Well, they are. Whatever they say.
Want unbeatable prices on
Didn't do that. Well, let me just check here. 125. Mm-hmm.
I told you I should have looked it up, Steve.
You've been
But that's
faster
okay. We
than
got
me.
time. The game doesn't start till Saturday.
Right.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's right. Betting odds: Illinois at Minnesota. FanDuel. I got it here.
Okay, and then
I'll be doggone.
what you got?
2.5.
Oh, see, I didn't give us enough credit. Look, if you watched the last two games, you're not going to sell us too short because they played. We're so results oriented. It's amazing in football too how you can get after a game and say, well, they didn't do this. Oh, if they'd have done that, and it's all because the guy missed the field goal. If he'd have made it, man, did you see the way they stepped up?
Yep.
They fought to the end. I'm so proud of my guys. And those two games, forget who won the games, Maryland and Wisconsin. Illinois looked like a much better football team than the first part of the season.
No, we did.
Which I'm going to give the coaches credit. That's what they do, and
Yeah.
they're doing a good job.
Apparently, the guy that caught the touchdown for Wisconsin at the end of the game with 27.
I might have been able to catch that one too, by the way.
They didn't. How many mistakes were made in the football game? Because they're supposed to report that 93 who caught the pass warmed up as 66. So you're supposed to say this man is now in the game as number. They didn't do that.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't know, and Brett appealed it, and I don't know to what end. I don't know.
Right.
But I mean, so there were like 2 or 3 things that we appealed to, and what are you going to do? He lost 2 timeouts on referee mistakes, leaving 1 timeout with the last 30 seconds of the game.
But the bottom line is, because of the referee, Brett didn't do this. We should have done that. We always make this. That we did this stupid. And if the referees hadn't made those mistakes, Bill, he's really turned things around. It's really, it's all about whether you win or lose. Right. Then you go back and it's called a post-game analysis. Yeah. And it's all based on who wins.
And he just said, hey, Minnesota. He said Wisconsin beat us, and we have to live with it. So it's just the way it is. But if you have the defense clapping when that's our thing, that you can't do that, and he had to call timeout to inform them you can't clap if that's my and so he lost the timeout. Why wouldn't he get that back?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think there's a lot of incidences where, as part of the game, there's a mistake made, and that's where I don't like the half-in, half-out technology, where they'll look at some things with the slow-mo and the replay, and others you can't challenge, either all or nothing. If they would never use the replay, it would all shake out.
Probably.
But unfortunately, sometimes you get burned on the replay, then burned on the non-replay, and then you lose and you're not a good coach. So I think they need to be more all-in on it and have a booth referee that says, pick up the flag. That the guy didn't even touch him. Oh, okay. That's it. They're kind of doing that with this. Was it quick?
We'll go to the news and pick this up. Stand by.
Okay.
This is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. It is 8 o'clock. Don't go away.
Israel takes out a Hamas commander. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A terror leader who helped carry out the attack in Israel October 7th that started the war.
The Israelis say there is currently heavy fighting ongoing inside the Gaza Strip as those infantry troops continue to push deeper into Gaza.
Fox's Trey Yanks near the border also reports Israel keeps coming under attack from Gaza and Lebanon and beyond.
The Israeli military says that the Arrow missile defense system has intercepted a surface-to-surface missile that was likely fired by Houthi rebels in Yemen.
Inside Gaza, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians are in overcapacity UN shelters, and Palestinian officials claim more than 8,500 people have been killed in Israeli strikes. At the Senate, the Secretaries of State and Defense will testify this hour, and Fox's Ryan Schmelz reports from the Capitol.
The two will make the case for the White House's $106 billion emergency package that would go to Israel, Ukraine, Gaza, and the southern border. But the package is likely to face pushback from Republicans like Senator Marsha Blackburn, concerned that aid to Gaza could end up in the hands of Hamas.
The system for getting aid into there is broken.
Now, in the House, Republicans only want to provide military aid to Israel with no more for Ukraine right now. And they want to fund the $14 billion in Israeli support by taking some of the new IRS funding Democrats approved last year. The White House calls that a non-starter. U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria targeted again by Iran-backed militants. This time they aimed at
Ed al-Assad. It's in western Iraq, and it hosts U.S. troops and other international forces. This latest strike, it was carried out early this morning by 2 armed drones, and according to what sources told Reuters, it did not lead to any casualties or damage.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. The 24 recent attacks have injured more than 20 Americans in all. Federal Reserve policymakers are about to start a 2-day meeting to evaluate the economy and inflation. No interest rate hike expected this time. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. The Fed creates and pops bubbles using interest rate manipulation. Why put the value of your IRA or 401k at their mercy? This is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To get a free info kit from Birch Gold, text the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to 989898. Do it now and protect your savings.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
The Supreme Court will this morning consider free speech cases related to posts online.
The Supreme Court is hearing 2 lawsuits where people sued after they were blocked from commenting on public officials' social media pages. One suit involves 2 parents who left negative comments about 2 school board members in Poway, California. The board members eventually blocked them from their public pages. The other case involves a resident of Port Huron, Michigan, who was leaving negative comments about the city manager's handling of the pandemic. The city manager then blocked him. This city manager Facebook page was his personal one, not simply one for his job duties. While the Ninth Circuit agreed with the California parents that being blocked violated their First Amendment rights, the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals did not agree that the Michigan residents' rights had been violated. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Almost 3 months after that deadly wildfire in Maui, they've released police body cam footage of evacuations.
The 16 minutes of video includes scenes of officers rescuing 15 people from a coffee shop and getting a severely burned man to a hospital during the August 8th wildfire that devastated Lahaina.
Come on! There's a fire. Is there anybody else in here? No, I'm here by myself. Come on.
Maui Police Chief John Pelletier says his department faced a deadline to release 20 hours of body cam footage, and he wanted to put out the shorter video to provide context for what people will see. The cause of the wildfire, which left at least 99 dead, is still under investigation. The video release comes just ahead of West Maui's tourism reopening. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are up barely the day after big gains. Now to the World Series.
Corey Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye!
That home run powered the Rangers to a 3-1 win over the Diamondbacks in Arizona on Fox. Texas has set a major league record now, 9-0 on the road in the playoffs. The Rangers lead the series 2-1. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois police investigating an off-campus shooting in Champaign that left 1 wounded. Police say 2 men got into a fight Sunday at a house party in the 600 block of South 3rd Street, and shots were fired. A UI student wasn't involved, was shot, though, hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Police in Champaign looking for 3 people who stole a credit card from a campus town property, then used it. That burglary happened October 21st in the area of 4th and Healy Streets. Someone entered the victim's home, took a wallet from the living room, a credit card inside that wallet later used at a business. Windsor Road litigation based on a simple premise. The city of Urbana believed it didn't get what it contracted for. City hired Stark Excavating to rebuild 1.4 miles of Windsor Road from Ray Street to Philo. Stark built a concrete road that cracked within months of completion. Since then, the damage only getting worse. The city awarded $2.9 million for the damages. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise. You can get an assessment on your copier needs from Greg Wolf, Watts Copy Systems, and by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC. Well, our smart weatherman is back, and we're talking Halloween and trick-or-treating. We've concluded, Greg, if it's going to be 30-some degrees and 20-mile-an-hour winds, that it's going to be less people than if it were 60. That's probably pretty easy to say.
Yeah, but the more positive thing, and I was chatting with Mrs. Weather Forecaster earlier on this morning, that would mean 2 things. A, more candy left over for you, me, us, right. You know, and B, it keeps those chocolate bars that you're handing out a little colder. I like them that way.
That's true.
I was thinking about
in the bag.
Yeah, Greg, I'm thinking because I got some too. I mean, I think I'm loaded, but I'm not sure how many kids. We do have some shelter here in Philo where my house is, so there will be kids out, so I'm hoping we can get rid of at least a good portion.
Well, you and Bobby were planning to be on the porch. It's going to be too cold to be on the porch.
We're going to have to just bundle up, Steve, because otherwise we won't draw them in. It's just too, it's...
And see, I used to put my sound
this
system
weather's
on.
This weather's more typical of Thanksgiving than Halloween.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, it's our meteorologist, Greg Solier, with the picture. Okay, my friend.
Yeah, well, you know, these cold snaps, they tend to be, you know, they happen even in a mild El Nino weather pattern, and we'll get a couple of these as we move through the later autumn and winter time. The deviation from, you know, things is the fact that they moderate quickly, and we'll see just that beginning for the end part of the weekend and a little more seasonal, typical, normal feel. That's upper 50s to near 60 for daytime highs, and we'll get there for the weekend and the next week as well. We do have kind of an interesting setup, almost the season's first Clipper-style weather system. A little snow noted from a few snowflakes northeast of Peoria to some snow showers outside of Chicago. Those are auguring southward out of Wisconsin. So, yeah, there may be a little bit of that in the air, but it's mostly the wind and the cold. Dress appropriately with however you do it with the costume in mind for the day today. 28 at Willard and Savoy, over at Passoda as well. 25, the colder spot at, let's see, that would be over in Ogden and St. Joe. And we had a reading down at 22 at Upston about an hour or so ago. So unseasonably cold on this trick-or-treat Halloween Tuesday. Windy, partly sunny skies, a couple of snow showers or flurries, and maybe a flurry late this morning and a couple of snow showers in the air this afternoon. I don't think anything even sticks to anything around here. It'll just be too late, but just north of Champaign, as you get up into parts of Ford and Iroquois counties, yeah, it could be a coating on a colder surface. Just 39 today, 20 below average, 24 tonight with an evening snowflake around, diminishing northwest winds, sunny cold tomorrow on 43. We'll pick up the southwest to south breeze, get us to 50 on Thursday, 57, that's more like it, and a windy Friday. And over the weekend, couple of rain showers late Saturday into Sunday, maybe Monday as well next week, but temperatures back to more seasonal levels, 62 Saturday, and we'll hover near 60 for highs Sunday and Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, Greg, appreciate it. Again, in our 20s, that's where we've been. You've been scraping if you had to get up and your car was outside. That's all part of the temperature stuff.
But we do have sunshine, Steve.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we
That's
do.
huge.
I like that.
We do have sunshine. So
temperature's 28 right now.
I was looking at bracketology.
Okay.
Because we're so fixated on March Madness, they already have like projections.
Yep.
We haven't played a game.
And did they factor in that?
Well, that's
the
what I was
exhibition game.
I think
Kansas was predicted as number 1. We were predicted as 25.
I don't think anything has changed, but I am looking because I think we were. They have us a down arrow. So I don't know how they're calculating this, but we were a 5, now we're 6.
Okay.
I have no idea why the arrow's down after we beat Kansas.
I see.
Anyway, that's that doesn't make any sense.
If you're worried about that right now, you need therapy.
That's right. And Kansas is, of course, a 1. Anyway, and who's going to guard Zach Edey at Purdue? He might be the best college player that never played in the pros because I don't know if he can play in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not really quick.
He's not quick, but he's sure tall. But
the other thing is that the NBA mode and the MO, the game plans don't include the big guy like Kofi because he could play in the NBA, but you got to change your offense, what they're doing now, and it would still work because it doesn't matter how really quick you are if you get the big man and got a play down for him. What are you going to do when he just backs you in like Rod Swihart did?
In the night, Rod Swihart. Anyway, Kofi Coburn would have been like Shaq in the 90s, right? He would have been drafted high and all that stuff.
It's harder, but I think there's a place for those guys. There's just no place in the current offenses.
All right, so Brett Bielema met the media yesterday getting ready this week for the West-leading Minnesota Gophers, who are only a 2.5-point favorite over Illinois.
So we're into this game week against Minnesota, a team that obviously has played really well as of late. Played well all year long, but obviously to come out with another win on Saturday to put themselves in the front of the Big Ten West race. But I think this game is really about Illinois, Minnesota. I know that's where our guys are going to take it. We're into a 4-week window that we're going to take it 1 week at a time, and I think we always say that, but I think the reality of putting it in front of them last night, even last week, that regardless of where we're at, to have this 4-week window is truly a blessing. To have 2 home games, 2 away games, kind of know exactly where we are, and to play a Minnesota team that we greatly respect and the way that PJ's built things around there and been able to handle getting to bowl games every year and just really impressive group. The same Minnesota we saw a year ago, though it's different face, a lot of the same content.
Okay, so we're going to run the ball a lot. They got kind of a game manager as quarterback. Crowds are going to be really good because they have a chance to go to the Big Ten title game.
We got good run defense, I think.
Well, Johnny Newton's out.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Is he out for half?
First half.
Yeah.
So
that's a bad call.
That's a bad.
Sure was.
I mean, it was okay. Technically, I'll give you the flag, which cost us the game.
But why do you extend to the next game?
Well, because there was no intent there whatsoever.
Right.
It was
Obviously.
I mean, it could have been kind of we're going to call the flag, but the rule itself maybe needs to be looked at that you're out for the rest of the game and half of the net.
If you were doing that head down to obviously trying to, that was not what happened.
No.
And it's frustrating too because it's all about saying it doesn't matter. We're going to make the game safe. Well, they can't make it safe. Okay, if you're going to play football, you're taking a risk because let me tell you, you're getting hit pretty hard.
Well, this is an evolution in physics, right? I mean,
but you can make it safer, and taking away that helmet as a weapon has been huge for the game, and I think that's good. But,
well, there's a new sport in 2028, flag football, in the Olympics. Could we get on the Armenian national team in 2028 on flag football?
I might have lost a step.
I mean, why do you guys do that? You're aging out. I don't
Excuse
know.
me? I'm sorry. What did you say? I have an afro. I have an afro.
You used to.
What?
But Diane, maybe so, but we still may be able to start for the Armenians.
Because there's not a lot of people.
So,
you see what we're saying?
And they don't know anything about football.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
I could throw it deep, and deep means 20 yards, Johnny.
It's like the movie about Jamaican Bob.
I got news for you. We could go get beat 87-0, and then they would talk about Stevie and I being, those are the two Olympians.
That's right. See? We get to walk and wave the flag, man. Come on, man.
Okay.
Before you walk down the aisle, Busey wants you to talk about your money with each other. Will you be having your own account? Will you talk about your debt and where you are in the credit rating? Because all that matters. Make sure you talk about that. It shows that it's going to be a better relationship if you're open about everything. They've got it all at Busey. You need to check it out. Personal, mortgage, business, cash management, wealth management. They got wealth management people, hundreds of years of experience. Kurt Anderson is behind Busey Wealth Management. You can get a meeting with somebody and at least get started right. Or even if you're whatever stage of life, say, okay, we have a lot, but what do we do with it? They're happy to sit with you. Whether you're starting out or celebrating your milestone anniversary, Busey can provide an array of solutions tailored to your specific needs. Again, it's at Busey.com or stop by one of their convenient locations today. Busey, member FDIC. All right. Well, we got a few more sports headlines than we just talked about. So we got Detroit that won. I think Detroit is a really good football.
Yeah,
football
the Lions
team.
are good.
Yeah, and don't you like Dan Campbell?
Yeah.
He's the head coach. He used to be in the New Orleans sideline as an assistant, I think.
No, well, I'll tell you, they've got a good coaching staff, a lot of good veteran players, and they're just tough now. The Detroit Lions, and they're winning. They've been fighting pretty good the last couple of years.
So the Bears and the Saints are coming up on Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yeah.
This Sunday.
Where's that game?
Down in New Orleans.
Down in New Orleans.
Well, I'm telling you, Saints are in first place, 4-4.
Maybe we tied with Atlanta if we are. Because,
I think it's a tie, but you're top of this. So this is a big game.
No, we have to win.
Is Justin Fields back, I wonder?
Don't know.
Right.
No.
That'll make a difference, I think.
I see.
Saints need that one now.
Well, and the Bears do too. What is their record?
2-5?
2-6.
2-6.
2-6.
Well, fourth in the NFC North.
Okay.
That'd be last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, nice way to say it, though, Diane.
All righty.
Oh, boy. I think, and that's Detroit. And without Kirk Cousins, I think Detroit's looking good for that division. And they were talking about it's been 25 years since they've had a home game, playoff game in Detroit. They've never played in that arena.
And they've never won a Super Bowl. I mean, they're an old team.
Yeah.
They've never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Could this be the year? I don't know.
Right. But Tyson Bagent seems to be doing good.
Yeah, he's done pretty well. I mean, the Chargers played really well the other night and pounded them pretty good. But Tyler Bagent, he's the I think the only guy in Division II history to start as a rookie ever. Nobody ever has come from Division II football to start a game in his rookie year, and that happened. So he started 2 games in a row.
And he'll get his third start at New Orleans on Sunday at noon.
So Justin Fields is not in.
Justin Fields continues to recover from that dislocated right thumb.
Tyson Bagent is a CrossFitter.
I mean, he's a great athlete, but he's not got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
So that I would, as a Saints fan, say, okay, I'd rather see him than Justin Fields. But I don't know what's Eastern. Are they Division II?
They're Division I. Used to be Division II.
Okay, because I think Sean Payton started in the strike year for Ditka.
A rookie year?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Sean Payton did play for Coach.
Right.
I don't know if his rookie year, but yeah. So that would have been when Eastern was Division II.
Didn't Leonard Seward's son Lenny play for the Bears in the?
I feel like that might be the case.
Because Leonard Seward, the great late Leonard Seward, talked about leaving Pittsburgh in the strike year when they had the picket lines and stuff being thrown in his car and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little rough time there when you were crossing the picket line in the NFL.
The Sewards from Pasodum.
Yeah.
And then Garoppolo was an EIU guy.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he's Eastern. I mean, you had Garoppolo, Peyton Manning.
Tony Romo.
Peyton Manning. Peyton, Sean Payton,
Sean
Tony
Payton.
Romo. Tony
That's it.
Romo.
I was talking about Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton, right? He played
And
quarterback.
I asked Coach, he's a great coach, How was he as a quarterback? Terrible. Dick is like, he was terrible.
Shout out to Joe in Tolono. He's helping the EIU football squad in the coaching realm, and he saw me for the Tolono Fun Day Festival that happened for Halloween.
Joe
on the
coaches
20th.
at Eastern. All right. Eastern's had a long, storied, pretty good football career.
No kidding.
Bob Spoo back in the day.
Bob Spoo. Daryl Mudra, when the Panthers and Scott McGee, my college roommate, won the national championship in Division II. And Daryl Mudra used to coach from the booth. He was the head coach from the press box. I don't know if anybody's ever done that.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. All right, we'll take Greg's weather again just to reiterate what we got coming up here for this Halloween, October 31. We're into the last couple of months of the year, folks. Unbelievable. Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's right.
On the horizon now. Wow.
Oh, yeah. They'll take all of the Halloween stuff out tonight, and we'll start Christmas.
Yeah.
So welcome to it.
We've got to have a few hats, the pilgrim hats for Thanksgiving.
I don't know about that anymore.
Those are out in summer. So
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a hint of early wintertime expected for the day today on this last day of October. And welcome to Halloween as well. A little spooky around the edges, a wind-blown, partly sunny day today, and a couple of snow showers and snow flurries in the air as the day wears on. And in particular this afternoon, the high of about 39 degrees. Hold on good and tight with the goodies on a southwest to west wind, shifting northwest 20 to 30 and gusty. Lingering snow shower early on tonight with early winter cold and a clearing sky low down at 24. Tomorrow, sunny cold in 43. We'll pop nicely, though, on temperatures for the end part of the weekend and probably into early next week as well. But increasing rainfall prospects are back into play. No rain tomorrow at 43, as mentioned. Partly cloudy, breezy 50 on Thursday, 57 and a partly sunny wind-blown Friday. Over the weekend, a couple of rain showers late Saturday into Sunday. Don't forget the time change here Sunday. A couple of rain showers Monday as well. Temperatures close to seasonal norms. Highs around 60. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Caterpillar shares are losing ground. The heavy equipment maker's quarter smashed earnings expectations, though investors were looking for a stronger forecast from the company. JetBlue had a miserable quarter. Its loss in the summer was even wider than expected. JetBlue says the sheer magnitude of air traffic control and weather-related delays has been staggering. JetBlue expects to lose money for the year, and also the Justice Department's lawsuit to block JetBlue's merger with Spirit Airlines starts today. Consumers may be feeling the sting of inflation and higher interest rates, but the National Retail Federation is predicting Halloween spending will rise to a record of more than $12 billion this year. The average person is expected to spend more than $108 on Halloween. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Costola, invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter. whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
The best steaks in Central Illinois belong to one institution, and that's the Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown eclectic Gifford. I'm Jay Lehman. I'm a regular at Long Branch Steakhouse. I take my wife. I take my kids. I love the fried pickles, fried mushrooms, the onion rings, and of course, the steaks. The ribeye is my personal favorite. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9. Tell Donnie Jay Lehman sent you. Don't forget the mac and cheese. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9 in downtown Gifford.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights, we switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over and you can start saving today. Our team is ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency, it's easy to switch and save. Just give our team a call at 217-344-1900 when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Madison Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day, Saturday, November 11th, as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Get tickets for as low as $20 as we celebrate dads for this proud Illinois tradition. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Be in your seat early for a special military flyover. Illinois football versus Indiana, Saturday, November 11th. Get tickets and more info at fightingillini.com.
So these are just little itty-bitty things about, pet peeves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I really get upset when I see somebody parking in a handicapped and then get out and bound into this. They're fine. But somebody's car has, And then yesterday I'm at the grocery store and somebody's Audi, nice car, it's parked long ways, taking up 4 spots.
Yeah.
That's obnoxious.
Well, it's an Audi, Steve. Give them a break.
I mean, isn't that like...
They get 4 spots.
But they're blocking 4 things, and it was actually pretty crowded. So it just...
When they got there at 6 in the morning and they were in a hurry... Then...
Well, if you're suggesting they work there, that's even worse. First of all, I don't think you drive an Audi if you're working at Aldi, even though I think they pay well. I think Audi pays $20-some an hour. Because everybody's like a manager there. They just all do everything. It's
Nice.
very, very nice car. Germans have it down at Aldi because they did this self-checkout at Aldi. And it's like, and it's just unbelievable.
No, they do have it down. That's an interesting franchise, by the way.
All over the world, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They really, the prices are good.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they are.
They got it down. The Germans are very good on things detailed. When we were in Germany, remember the log stacks were perfect. There wasn't one log out of place. I mean, I think they're very much...
They're pretty efficient.
Yeah, I think
pretty
so.
smart.
But anyway, so just don't do that, and because the thing you want to do is ding them. You just want to open your car door on them. But that's a response. It's just it's selfish, and so you don't have any admiration for anybody who takes 2 spots because their car's so nice.
Right.
If you can't, what was Scott McGee saying?
Can't afford to park it, can't afford to drive
If
it.
you can't afford to park it, can't afford to drive it.
There you go.
So there is that. Okay, so the Indiana football game a week from Saturday has been 11 o'clock.
11 at 11 a.m.
Nobody likes those.
Big Ten Network.
No time to stretch out your legs and party.
Yeah, and the
little
breakfast
tailgate.
options usually aren't as good. Although I'm a fan of Bloody Marys and mimosas.
I'm anti-11 as a player, but if the other team has to do it, okay, through the season. If you're the number one seed and you're NCAA and you have to play an 11 o'clock game, somebody's picking on you.
Yeah,
that is not right.
You had said that, so I went back and looked at Michigan seeds when they were number one. They never ever played 11 a.m.
Is that right?
They did get a tough draw that year, 7 p.m.
Yeah,
prime time.
they played 7.
That's when we were the number one seed. They got and really, in all honesty,
Wolverines.
and listen, it's a blank slate. You're not forced to put a number one at 11. You just did it for Illinois. I wonder who did that. NCAA.
Yeah,
that's right.
8:28. One more segment to go. Stand by.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
We've got friends and family running, and at our Champaign location, we're doing 20% off for anybody that comes in, and it's a great time to get home finished before the holidays. It's like, get the furniture before Thanksgiving dinner, before Christmas, and maybe the family's coming over to your house, so we've decided to run our friends and family promotion. We just got all new sectionals, so if you walk into the store, it looks like a different store.
Ashley Home Store, Friends and Family Sale, 20% off.
702 Anthony Drive in Champaign.
Hi, it's Stevie Jay. So I took my mom into Audubell, owned by Jeff Hanley, who owns 13 locations around central Illinois. She's had so much trouble hearing for so long. Audubell, Audibel, for hearing. And some of the new technologies, they've got AI now for some of these hearing aids, and they're virtually invisible. It's unbelievable, and it helped my mom. It helped her incredibly. We've been to other places. This is by far the best place I've ever been in for hearing help. Go to audibelteam.com. That's Audibel. If you want more information about Audubell and how Jeff Hanley and his amazing culture and amazing team that they have, go to audibelteam.com. That's Audibel, audibelteam.com. You'll be so happy you found Audubell. Amazing work. They got a location in Champaign. Go to audibelteam.com. That's audibelteam.com.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says there will be no ceasefire in Gaza. The Israeli military reports killing a top Hamas commander in an airstrike overnight.
His name is Nassim Abu Ajima. He was responsible, according to the Israelis, for some of the October 7 terror attacks. Israeli tanks, infantry, and other armor are moving in towards Gaza City, the Hamas headquarters, from the north, from the east, from the south. Clashes are reported with militants, including in their vast tunnel network where some of the hostages could be hidden.
Fox's Greg Palcott. President Biden meets with senators today about legislating artificial intelligence beyond an executive order issued yesterday.
To make companies prove that their most powerful systems are safe before allowing them to be used.
America's listening to Fox News.
Convicting a Decatur man of sexually exploiting minors, Kevin Dial found guilty last week of 2 counts. Here's a look at local news. The iconic assembly plant in Belvedere set to reopen. That facility will welcome back thousands of workers soon to build trucks after the UAW and Stellantis reaching a tentative deal over the weekend. Stellantis will also be adding over 1,000 jobs at a new battery plant in Belvedere. University of Illinois police investigating an off-campus shooting in Champaign that left 1 wounded. Police say 2 men got into a fight Sunday at a house party in the 600 block of South 3rd Street and shots fired. A U of I student who wasn't involved was shot and hospitalized, they say, with non-life-threatening injuries. Federal jury convicting a Decatur man of sexually exploiting minors. Kevin Dial found guilty last week of 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, receipt of child pornography, and possession of child pornography. The sentencing hearing is scheduled for February the 26th. Anyone who might have any other information, contact local officials. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm John Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. We'll lead it off with this Halloween Tuesday. A hint of early wintertime. The look and feel expected for the day-to-day. Fast-moving clipper system will bring a little dash of some snowfall from time to time later this morning and more so this afternoon and early on this evening. Another lobe of cold air settles on in. Nice recovery on temperatures. A bit windblown for the end part of the weekend into the weekend, too, and increasing shower prospects as well. Partly sunny, windy, cold for the day-to-day. Couple of snow showers and flurries breaking out late morning and more so this afternoon. Highs just 39 degrees. Hold on good and tight to that trick-or-treat bag on a southwest to west wind. Shifting northwest, picking on up at 20 to 30 and gusty. Lingering snow shower early on tonight, then unseasonably cold. Clearing skies and a low down to 24. Sunny cold tomorrow at 43. We'll pop to 50 on Thursday, 57 on Friday. Couple of rain showers over the back end of the weekend. Early next week, high temperatures around 60. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com. Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter, whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
If you need a new business sign or signage for your golf outing, we can do it and help you get noticed. Hi, this is Kirk Lehman, owner of Aftershock Decals and Design, and we can produce any kind of signage you want with our graphic design team. You want a custom design? We are here for you, and we are easy to work with, I promise. So visit us at AftershockDD.com to get a quote and get noticed. That's AftershockDD.com. Get noticed.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Well, it's a week. Hi, it's Stevie Jay. Hold on here. I want to invite. Stop. I want you to.
Stevie's stopping himself.
No, exactly. I just wanted you to hear this. That's why I wanted to kind of say, hey, listen up for this one right here, because a week from today, we're going to be at the iHotel and Conference Center, and a lot of our 2024 trips are in the United States.
Right.
So the Grand Canyons and trains, and we got Albuquerque. Anyway,
Out
here,
in Arizona for the hot air balloons. and all?
no, we got Albuquerque. Albuquerque. Stand by. Here we go. Hi, it's Stevie J. I want to invite you to Stevie J Travel's unveiling of the 2024 travel itinerary. Are you interested? You might as well come. It's free. 10:30 in the morning, Tuesday, November 7th at the beautiful iHotel. Keith from Premier will be there, and he'll kind of identify where you're going to go next year. We got the Albuquerque Balloon Festival. We got a trip to Alaska. We got great trains in the Grand Canyon. Some wonderful, unique trips that you'll be interested in taking a look at, and maybe even joining us on an excursion and an adventure next year. 2024 is upon us. We need to start thinking about where you're going. Stevie J Travel. You can go to StevieJTravel.com for more information, or just simply come on over to the iHotel and Conference Center on Tuesday, November 7th, 10:30 in the morning, and we'll be excited to share some of the trips we partner with Premier on and some other surprises. Again, it's Stevie J Travel, iHotel, November 7th at 10:30 in the morning. Stevie J Travel. Where do you want to go? Yeah, so really, really cool trips, and there's one to Tuscany, and that's just a perennial winner. And then there's one, I think we have to, Normandy. Man.
That's nice. I like that lower 48 and maybe Alaska. I like that.
Yep.
I'd like you to look at one just down the Mississippi to New Orleans, because that'd be a good little cruise.
Viking has moved into the United States now, and they're really good. And we do have one. We could take one from Minnesota all the way to New Orleans if we want.
Yeah, if it doesn't rain a little more up here, you won't, because we'll have a river down there.
Right. So how low is the river?
It's like within a foot of kind of red alert.
Really?
But
so what would happen to the barge business?
Well, they've got to keep it dredged enough just to get our ships. It's the ships, not barges. Are no problem
because they don't need much
draft.
Yeah. And but, how much does a barge need? 10 feet? 5 feet?
Yeah, but the ships are 40 or 50.
Can't we just chip off an iceberg and put it up in Minnesota or something and let it melt?
Yeah, if you got one, but it looks a little better for this winter. Maybe that's good. And meanwhile, in addition to that, New Orleans is having a drought. As in, it's not raining.
Wow.
As in, the houses are sinking.
What?
Because we're on kind of a very organic subbase of swamp and whatnot. When the water table drops, that it just disintegrates.
What?
So it's like the floor sinks.
What do you do with that?
You sink.
What?
Or it rains. It's one or the other.
Well, I've seen many houses on stilts and stuff in that Delta area.
Yeah, that's piling. Piling will save you from that. But then your driveway, you can see it falling off. And
who decided to build in New Orleans?
Same people who built in L.A. and they had a hurricane.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing or what they're thinking.
Or whatever.
But yeah. So and it's not everywhere. But no, there's road spots and things due to the lack of water that are structurally damaging, and we're concerned.
Can you get insurance for sinking houses?
No.
Oh my!
They practically won't insure anything anymore.
Really?
And it's more because of Florida than New Orleans, but they're done with it. And you can buy a house for $300,000 or $400,000. What's that? $1,500, $1,800 a month mortgage and about $2,500 a month insurance.
Oh my! Really?
So there's no houses selling. Nobody can do that.
That's right.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
They're working the issue. I mean, it's
oh my gosh.
Right.
Well, I mean, you are isn't most of that area 6, 8, 10 feet under sea level?
No, I mean, yes and no. I don't know what the average is.
I think the Bourbon Street's 8 feet above.
Yeah, I'm 4 feet above.
Okay.
And there are places like the Ninth Ward was minus 35. Mm-hmm. And we had, it's tough, Steve, too. The river comes up and down when it's high and you're sitting on Dick Piner's porch. You're looking up at a tanker go by. Mm-hmm. So you're hoping your levee holds, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, you're talking about pet peeves. We got a text in about don't be so quick to judge the handicap spot, Stevie. The driver bounding into the store could have been picking up a passenger who uses that spot. Those passes are not just for physical disabilities that can be seen. It could be for a person who has visual or cognitive or other disabilities that can't be seen. For example, a driver, a parent could have cognitive impaired, developmentally delayed passenger who doesn't know danger. And so you wouldn't want to walk a long distance in the crowd in a busy parking lot with them going into the store entrance.
Possible.
No, that's a very good point.
It is very good, and our reaction always knee jerk is to look at that. It's just like mask wearing. How selfish are you not wearing a mask? Because I'm going to get sick from you. You never know the battles people are fighting and what they're doing.
What I do as soon as I have that kind of negativity is turn it into a prayer for that person.
There you go.
I would say I would like to review the formula in some places where all spots in front of the store are handicapped, and there's never more than 1 or 2 cars there. So maybe they put too many, is what I'm saying, because some people don't have the
placard,
but could use a little closer parking.
Yeah.
And so I think you got to find out where they know what that is.
They know
but
the numbers.
Some places that just seem to be wildly overdone.
Well, and then there's some people that do abuse it. Those are the ones. That makes
nobody likes those.
No,
people. Nobody.
No. Okay. Sports headlines coming up.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Make plans to pop into Pia's at 1609 West Springfield Avenue for happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday with 16-ounce drafts, just $3.25. Well drinks, $4.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Elevate your exfoliation game with Merle Norman. Say goodbye to dry, patchy, rough skin with the advanced exfoliating charcoal scrub. It's packed with detoxifying charcoal and mineral-rich volcanic sand for fun, gritty, at-home, microdermabrasion-style facial treatment that results in an instantly polished, more visibly radiant complexion. Get instantly nitty-gritty, pretty skin with Merle Norman's exfoliating charcoal scrub. Available now at Merle Norman.
Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Maine and University. He said, sure, you can find boots at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selections. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pard's in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com, pards.com. Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
All right, sports headlines. Diane Ducey.
NFL action last night had the Detroit Lions beating the Las Vegas Raiders 26-14. We were talking about the Bears down in New Orleans. Johnny, of course you're wearing your Saints jersey to something like that, but boy, I would love to come back down to New Orleans and wear my Bears jersey.
Well, you're welcome. I don't go to the games per se.
So back in the day,
normally
I
anymore.
think it was the late 90s when Ditka started coaching there, and that was my first, summer and hire down in Lafayette, Louisiana. So that first week, I bet on the Bears against the Saints. And it was squirting Tabasco in my mouth. The point spread was my punishment. And the other person was, I was supposed to suck the heads of a crawfish on the air. So it was an interesting bet.
Who won? Do you remember?
I didn't have to, the Tabasco thing, but I did have to suck the heads of the crawfish.
Okay.
So I guess the Saints won. Anyway, it was an interesting bet. Indy is in Carolina this Sunday, and the Green Bay and LA will be going at it. On to the World Series. We had Texas over Arizona 3-1, so they lead the series 2-1. There's Game 4 at 7 o'clock tonight. Genesis Bryant with 18 points to lead our women basketball team over... Let's see. They played Truman State.
We got 120 points, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Over Truman State had 14 players playing in that game, at least a dozen with at least a point. And Morehead State will start the season on the 7th at 6 o'clock.
We're not LSU. in women's basketball, but we're headed that direction.
We may be LSU. Let's just wait and see, Steve.
Because this is Shauna Green's got it going on. She got some new players.
That's right.
So we were good last year. And
right. No, this is great.
This is unbelievable. This is fantastic.
The Bulls over the Pacers 112-105. Iowa with 4 points in his 11 minutes. Arizona over the Blackhawks 8-1 in NHL action.
Illinois starts basketball Monday night. It's Eastern Illinois in the State Farm Center. And, of course, they're playing Minnesota in Minneapolis coming up on Saturday. 2:30 is that kickoff. And, obviously, why do I feel so good about Illinois football?
Right.
I still think we can make a bowl.
Why not?
We have to beat at Minnesota or at Iowa. We got to win one of those.
I do feel good about them, and because you've seen them play the last couple of weeks.
That's right.
That's why.
You know
I
we
mean,
can
they're
do it.
really good. I mean, hey, it's no gimme. You still need to have. Maybe we get the break this time.
Well, Northwestern beat Maryland. They're 4-4. Northwestern, they lost their coach, and they got it. What? I don't get it. Sometimes you just have no idea who's going to win a game.
A lot of good football players out there, Steve.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no given we're going to beat Indiana Northwestern either. I mean, we lose them all, and I think we can win them all.
I think so. You're right.
Man.
And the good thing about the team getting better means it's a good coaching staff. If you have a good coaching staff, you have a chance in any single game.
Yep.
Everyone.
And I believe we do. Yep. I really do. All right, 8:48. Let's check your Halloween forecast.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a hint of early wintertime expected for the day today on this last day of October. And welcome to Halloween as well. A little spooky around the edges, a wind-blown, partly sunny day today, and a couple of snow showers and snow flurries in the air as the day wears on. And in particular this afternoon, the high to about 39 degrees. Hold on good and tight with the goodies on a southwest to west wind, shifting northwest 20 to 30 and gusty. Lingering snow shower early on tonight with early winter cold and a clearing sky low down at 24. Tomorrow, sunny cold in 43. We'll pop nicely, though, on temperatures for the end part of the weekend and probably into early next week as well. But increasing rainfall prospects are back into play. No rain tomorrow at 43, as mentioned. Partly cloudy, breezy 50 on Thursday, 57, and a partly sunny wind-blown Friday. Over the weekend, a couple of rain showers late Saturday into Sunday. Don't forget the time change here Sunday. A couple of rain showers Monday as well. Temperatures close to seasonal norms. Highs around 60. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs, and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth. Since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
Breaking news, Jim Goss, county board member, he'll be on the show at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning talking about windmills, Champaign County, that could come as an edict from the governor that was passed, the eminent domain thing. County board, we'll see what they do with this, but I like more local control. We talked about that earlier. That'll be tomorrow, 7 a.m.
I'd like to hear what Jim has to say about that, Steve.
Big, tall Jim Goss in our studio live, so stand by. Okay, so I don't know. Time changes this weekend. You fall back in the fall, spring ahead in the spring. It's a much shorter window now.
I thought they were just going to deep six the whole concept.
Does anybody know, does Arizona do anything, or do they just don't touch their clocks? I always get confused by if Arizona's Pacific or Mountain Time. I don't know. Why do we do it? For the children catching the bus in the morning? Was that the...
I guess.
I think that was originally the thought.
Because then it gets dark around here at 4:30. It's, yeah. Anyway, so that's what we got, the whole summer, winter solstice thing. Isn't it amazing God made us an earth that tips back and forth based on season?
By the way, Nashville stays on our time. Indianapolis is Eastern. What the heck?
So does Indy... See, how long have I been alive? I still don't know what they're doing. I have no idea, because I thought Arizona was different than Indiana. I don't know.
And when I have a flight out of Indy, I am all confused.
Yeah. So you fortunately ask your phone those questions.
Yes.
Well, and your phone will change too, which helps as you drive around. Because
hey Siri, what states don't change their clocks in daylight savings time?
Well,
Hawaii and Arizona are the only two states in the USA that do not observe. Hawaii and Arizona.
Arizona, that's interesting. I can see Hawaii can do anything they want. Who cares?
It's halfway to Japan.
My Google search says no major legislative changes to daylight savings time have been enacted yet in 2023, so the clocks will fall back Sunday, November 5th. Federal law prohibits states from switching to permanent daylight savings time.
Except Arizona, apparently. So...
Well, okay, so there you have it. See, that's the good news. I don't have to go to the library or get an encyclopedia or anything. I can just ask my phone.
That's,
those are pretty cool.
I got to tell you, Steve, we should be pretty well informed because everything you would ever want to know about things that are true and untrue is right in your pocket.
Don't forget untrue.
But you got to figure things out. But at least you have a lot of data to look at, and some of it you got to be able to discern what may be correct and what isn't. But it's amazing technology. It's amazing, and it's actually a little frightening because if they I don't know who they is. Just shut off the phones right now. There would be a lot of confusion instantly.
Well, how did we do the 1860 election? Just newspapers and train stops, right?
Yeah, that's a different deal there.
Because how would you ever really know when they're meeting? When is the train coming? How would you confirm that?
And as we talk about elections, one of the concerns is the internet and too much access to the possible precincts and voting, counting, and delivering and hacking. And that's a real issue, which many Democrats have noted that we're a little too vulnerable. Many Democrats have noted.
To me,
they don't get a lot of attention for saying it.
Just roll video on each and every vote so we can rewind and
I don't know why you
it.
don't do it, except for then you couldn't cheat. So the boxes I've been railing about were put up by private citizen Zuckerberg and his nonprofits, but everybody agreed to have the cameras. Then they almost 80% of
Why
the
wouldn't you have camera privacy?
They did agree they agreed for those you need them, but 80% of them were turned off. Actually, they believe it or not, they did run them in Philadelphia. But you can't get it. Privacy won't give them. You can't look at them. They won't let the film out.
Freedom of Information Act.
No.
Okay.
Maybe in 10 years. In 10 years they'll release them. But so yeah, there's so many ways to tighten it up. But one of the problems is reporting the count through the internet, or even having your precinct vote system tied into the internet where it's accessible to a hacker, because those guys are good.
Why don't we just say, hey, you vote that day, that night, you're going to know who won?
A lot of people would love that.
We used to have that.
I think
now it's voting season.
But if you go into the voting place on 3 weeks before, I have no issue with that, actually. Early voting is okay, but not the mail-ins. And that's what Jimmy Carter said. The mail-ins we can't control. There's no auditing.
Jimmy Carter, Democrat. Johnny, thanks for coming in.
Hey, it's always great to be with you and Diane.
Thank you.
Hey, I got to roll after tomorrow's show. I missed being here, man.
Appreciate you.
Happy Halloween.
That's Diane Ducey. That's Brother Johnny. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Halloween. Talk to you in November.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day, Saturday, November 11th, as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Get tickets for as low as $20 as we celebrate dads for this proud Illinois tradition. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Be in your seat early for a special military flyover. Illinois football versus Indiana, Saturday, November 11th. Get tickets and more info at fightingillini.com.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Hi, I'm Champaign County Clerk Aaron Ammons. Voting is a civic duty and responsibility that I work every day to protect and enhance as your county clerk. You have a choice to vote in person or by mail. The data shows that vote by mail is the most efficient way to vote. There are many reasons why, and here are a few. Instead of using your tax dollars for physical space and buying more election equipment, vote by mail allows us to reduce election costs. VBM increases overall voter turnout, and there's no need to schedule time off work or find transportation to cast your ballot. Just follow the step-by-step guidance we mail to you, fill out your ballot, and mail it back to our office. It's that easy. If you use one of the drop boxes located throughout the county, there's no charge for postage. Other states have universal VBM elections.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars, here's my price, and you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Looking for a place to host a corporate meeting, intimate gathering, or a large-scale celebration? If so, the University of Illinois' Alice Campbell Alumni Center offers the perfect space and staff to make your function a success. A few rooms offered at the center include the Elegant Ballroom, the Richmond Family Gallery, and the Premier and Professional Executive Boardroom. For more information on renting a space at the Alice Campbell Alumni Center, visit uiaa.org/alumni-center or call 1-800-355-2580. Go Illini!
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Have a great and happy and safe Halloween. We'll talk in the morning. This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, ESPN. Top of the hour. It's 9 o'clock.